Welcome. This will be my first video on a series of what I want to call a league conversation, and it'll be just me talking about something new or interesting in the game, because I feel like every now and again you'll be browsing Reddit or browsing the game, the forums, and other websites, and the conversation will be really stale, so I just want to get what I think out there and maybe spark some conversation. And so my first video will be on the Reworked Mastery E and what I think about it. So first off, I'll talk about the looks. He looks fantastic in my opinion. I'm glad that there's no more triangle feet or pizza feet E. I think he looks great. All of his animations look fine. All of his skins look fine. Especially, in my opinion, the Assassin Master E skin. I think that looks best. But I mean, that's just on looks. I want to make this concise. Abilities. His passive, in my opinion, is better. The double slash now procs on every 4th attack instead of every 8th attack. So if you disengage, if you're not in a duel with a champion or you disengage faster, you're gonna have at least 50% of that proc. Now it doesn't do 100%. Each double slash does 50%. So every 8th attack, it will technically do 100% damage, but you have more of a chance to do more damage in smaller fights. The Q, in my opinion, is more healthy. It doesn't have that crazy 1-to-1 AP ratio anymore. So I mean, AP's it's not necessarily out of the question later with this W, but with this Q, it is not there anymore. It has a 1-to-1 with his AD now, and it goes, I'm probably wrong, but I think it goes up by 35 damage each time you level it, and it's got a 1 second less cooldown each time you level it. So I mean, damage wise, there's no real reason to level it over other abilities that I'll talk about, but I think it's still a healthier ability. Alpha Strike. Now his W feels like a nerf in my opinion, maybe a buff in some other people's opinions. It doesn't do the crazy 150 MR and armor boost anymore. It's a percentage. Champions deal 60, I think it's 40 to 60% less damage to you, which is it's still pretty good, but I kind of miss the Mega Tank Meditate Yi. It does scale with AP. I think it's 30% of his AP, but I could be wrong. It's still no reason to really build AP on him. It's kind of like Quinn's arbitrary AP ratio on her Q. It's just kind of there. It does heal for less. It heals for a lot more when he's low on health, but less when he has health. It heals him for, I think it's 30. And then it goes up at 30 at level 1, or health per second for 4 seconds, and so I guess that's obviously 120 health over the course of 4 seconds. Level 1 has that AP ratio, and then also that 60% or 40% damage reduction. It's definitely not as powerful as his old Meditate, but it still has potential to be really good in fights. And his Wuju style, it was nerfed, I guess, recently. It used to be a flat 15% on the PBE, but now it's starting at 7% and builds up to 15% AD boost. I guess the 15% was a lot at level 1, but I mean, it still kind of feels like a nerf compared to his old Wuju style, but I mean, we can all live with it. It's not really that bad. And then also it has the active, where he gets an extra true damage per auto attack. That's really good. The only downside is Wuju style has a much, honestly, I think they cut it in half, the active time, but I think the cooldown's lower. Oh, by the way, on Alpha Strike, I forgot to say, each auto attack lowers the cooldown of Alpha Strike by 1 second. So yeah, which is good for double slash proccing more often. Anyway, Wuju style, I feel like it's not a nerf, but I miss the old Wuju style. I'm not really sure about that one. So W and E are really the only ones I'm not sure about. I think Wuju style is probably really good. I just haven't tested it enough. Okay, so finally his ultimate, Highlander, is Highlander, I guess. It's Highlander, and now it does feel nerfed. I guess. On kill, it doesn't refresh Highlander, but it does refresh your ability cooldowns by 18 seconds, I'm pretty sure. And assists refresh your cooldown by 9 seconds, I think. And also on kill in Highlander increases the length of Highlander. So I mean, you're continually in Highlander, which you would usually do before. I missed the refresh because then you could activate it when you wanted to run away. So run and gun. Also level 1, you're much slower, but the other levels feel, you know, like natural old school Highlander. So all in all, this remake doesn't seem too bad. It's definitely better than some of the other remakes they've done. It actually seems really great. Yi is one of my favorite champions. I'm glad to see him getting some love. So that's great. So now I want to talk about some success I've had. This isn't necessarily what you should build on Yi, but the reworked Yi, this is the success I've had. Every champion now has some kind of CC, some type of gap closer, some type of, you know, disable, and that's really hard on melee carries like Yi. So what I've decided, what I build on him with the new Yi and old Yi too, I guess. You want to build, definitely you want to build bruiser-esque damage Yi. That's what I've found to be the best. The only thing that really beats him is just crazy tanky people, or crazy CC kite people. Like Udyr is really hard against Yi. Jax is still really hard against Yi because of their stuns and crazy stuff like that, but most of the time Yi is pretty good where he is at right now. If you build like this, I rush, I play him mid, top. I don't really play him jungle. You can. He's really good with Alpha Strike now on jungle, since it always does the extra magic damage to minions. But I build Bork. I always build Bork on him. I always build some kind of Hex Drinker thing. I've been using Spellbreaker on PvE, or Maul Malmorty is really good. Then you want to get your Zeal or your Phantom Dancer. You want to build your IE next, because you don't really need to get BT because you build Bork. But that seems to be a good build. If you want to build some health resistance, it just depends on your matchup. But the Bruiser-esque kind of utility version, where you can get that slow because your early Highlanders is not as good as your old Highlander. That slow definitely helps you beat out people faster. So I mean, that's how I've been playing him. That's the success I've had, and that's what I think about the new Yi. So if you have any comments, if anyone has any comments, post them in the comment section, and I'll converse with you guys too. So thank you, and have a nice day.